good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Blitz. Hard to believe there are just a few more weeks left in the regular season.
Yeah, that's right. We're already at week 9.
Wow.
That's insane. So we got some highlights and scores, of course, from across the Queen City and the surrounding areas. So let's get right on to it. There was nothing scary or spooky about this Friday the 13th matchup against the top 2 teams in the Queen City, looking to make their claim for the throne. Evan Rambert is ever the excitable quarterback. He rolls out of the pocket, and he's going to find some room, but brought down hard, and the ball pops loose, and the Huskies recover with great field position, I might add. They would turn that into a touchdown, and then a few drives later, they get the ball back right in the red zone. Trey Blakeney doesn't like to look downfield, calls his own number for a huge chunk of yards to put the Huskies in scoring position. So that's when you bring out the heavy formation.
Let's go.
Bring out the big boys. Jacob Dossie, the wide receiver, takes the direct snap to power his way into the end zone, making it 14-0 to Huskies early on in the first quarter. Chargers in need of some electricity and some life in the offense. Quarterback, he reads the tight end and finds Isaiah Graham slipping right past the defense, wide open. Look at the big boy, 200 pounds, flying downfield until he's finally brought down just outside the red zone. They're going to get in scoring position with that one. Direct snap to Khalil Ali, the running back, the Wildcat formation. He's going to find an opening in, power his way through to get Mallard Creek up on the board finally. Chargers needed some life here on offense and on defense. They get it on defense, coming up big late in the end of the first half, looking to put some more points before time runs out. Ali again with the spin cycle to bounce outside of traffic, find some life out on the outside before he's finally brought down within field goal range. So they're going to try to squeeze all the points they can, but unfortunately, blocked field goal. Morgan Linton recovers, takes it all the way, 85 yards on the touchdown at the very last seconds of the half. They would ride that momentum through the rest of the game. 30-6, Huff keeping that top spot in the Queen City Conference.
Man, another good one there. A lot of action. How about Providence Day on the road at Charlotte Christian? Well, the Chargers led 21-7 at the half, and they just kept adding to it. The Knights trying to get something going, but the PDD was just too much. The pressure, the pick. Big Dave Sanders with the hands comes up with the interception, and it is Chargers ball. 2 plays later, it'd be Chargers touchdown. Jaden Davis hands it off to Ian Klein, who runs untouched into the end zone. 28-7 Chargers. It would be more of the same after that. We'd have more big plays on defense, making it a long night for the Knights, especially the quarterback. Lucas Santwire gets home for the sack. But no raining on the Chargers parade. Jaden Davis connects with North Carolina commit Jordan Shipp in the rain, no problem. And PD would score again in the third quarter. Klein again carries it in, 4 yards for the score. Final score in this one, Providence Day 47, Charlotte Christian 13.
You dried off pretty well since you got back, Kelly.
Thank you. I was a little wet out there.
Well, right down the road, another Queen City showdown. North Mech just trying to put some points on the board and avoid Ragnarok in Valhalla. On the fake punt here, direct snap to the marksman. He's able to get the first down. Vikings trying to put something together. The quarterback, Zion Haley, doesn't like what he sees. He calls his own number, trying to make a miracle. Gets to the goal line, but runs into a brick wall.
Ouch.
Yeah, he had to take a little bit of a breather there, but the break didn't really seem to help. He got up fine, but then he was like, yeah, I got to stay off for a second. Didn't help, though. A few plays later, looking for the end zone. It's going the other direction. Elijah Baskins lurking, coming up with the takeaway in the waning minutes of the first half. Cougars not leading any points on the board. Arion Concepcion with the reception across midfield.
Recepcion.
I know, isn't that perfect? And then in the touchdown, in the end zone, the corner, Trey Robinson finds his man all the way alone. Takes his time to put everything into that one. Armand Wright would lead the scoring. They continue 49-0. Julius Chambers running over North Mac.
Hey! Another private school showdown in the Queen City. Charlotte Latin hosting Country Day. Bucks get on the board first thanks to the goal line sneak, but the extra point was no good. So it's 6-0 Country Day. The Junior Hawks definitely brought the cuteness, but the Bucks brought the offense. Add another score just before the half. This time through the air. Country Day would never look back. 21-7, the final score.
Buccaneers, think about the children. They're watching there. You can't do
Think
that
about their
to
Junior
them.
Hawks.
Come on now.
Oh, they look so cute in their pink. Oh, let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the QC tonight.
72-7. West Charlotte putting on a clinic on how to score. Yeah, they're homecoming as well, so the fans were really excited about that one.
That's right. How about West Meck putting a 40 burger up on Hopewell, 40-13 that final.
Yeah, the Hawks needed that one. It's been a while since they had a win, so they get a good one there. Palisades in the outer conference play going up against Marvin Ridge, 28-8. They fall in that one.
And then Mooresville takes care of business, 42-3 over West Cabarrus.
Is anyone surprised?
I'm not.
Let's see, Porter Ridge, wow, this is a big one. Shutting out Cuthbertson, the conference rival. That's going to be big as we go later into the season.
Yeah, and Orangewood, they're from Florida. They'll go back with an L. Covenant Day taking care of business, 34-6.
That's a long trip to go home with a loss.
Yeah, sure is. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more coming up, including a look at our game of the week that was streamed live on Bahakel Sports this evening.
And as we take a break, take a look and a listen from our student section of the week, the Rowdy Crowd from Charlotte Latin.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Welcome back to the Blitz. We are joining you from our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week at Weddington High School, where it was a final score of the Warriors taking it by 39 over Sun Valley, previously undefeated. 42-3 the count in favor of the home team on what was Weddington's homecoming night. With Reggie Walker, I'm Darren Vaught. We were on the call for this one, Reg. A much anticipated bout between a couple of Union County foes. Sun Valley 7-0 coming in for the first time in their program's history, but Weddington, man, they tightened the clamps. They were impressive in every facet in this one.
All three phases, offense, defense, special teams. Remember early in this game, they go 3 and out, and it looked good for Sun Valley early. After that, this offense from Weddington was clicking. You get the mistake by Sun Valley early in the first half. In that first quarter, the kneel when taking the low snap on the punt gives Weddington the football at the 4-yard line, and away this team and this offense, really all three phases, went from there.
Well, let's have a look at some of the plays that were wrapped up in this performance for Weddington. It started first touchdown for them was not Tyler Budge throwing a long 40-plus yard touchdown pass to Keenan Jackson, but Ian McDermott, the wide receiver, on the trick play.
And then right after the punt issue that we talked about, Budge gets a walk-in touchdown, and it was off and running for this Warriors football team.
Keenan Jackson was huge for Weddington. A couple of touchdown receptions. He had 5 or 6 catches on the night. That's after a 100-yard, 2-touchdown performance against Porter Ridge a week ago. There you see his second, a jump ball. He comes down with it, the North Carolina Tar Heel commit. And Tyler Budge, the Shrine Bowl quarterback selection for the state of North Carolina, pulling a rabbit out of his hat, finds Javon Carter down the field to get out of deep Weddington territory. Does it again here. It puts them at the 1. They punctuate with a touchdown there. But as you mentioned, Reggie, the defense was also great. I mean, this is a perfect encapsulation of what the defense was, just swarming to ball carriers on every account. And then the senior Trevor Clark finishing out his first touchdown catch of the season for 10 yards there as well. So Weddington dominates Sun Valley. They pick up their 7th victory of the season. They advance to 2-0 in the conference. They knock Sun Valley down to 1-1 in the conference, 7-1 overall. For Weddington, you won 42-3.
Right.
We've gotten to know Andy Capone over the past few years.
Yep.
What do you coach coming out of that?
Well, I guarantee you, for Andy Capone, it's going to be the second half touchdowns. Tyler Budge, second half interceptions. Tyler Budge, a couple of interceptions, turning that football over in the second half. Mike Newman and that staff with this defensive front, they'll want to be even better than they have been. So entirely a strong performance for this Weddington football team, but you don't win all the games that they've won in this place. Remember, we talked about it. Still just only 2 losses against Union County teams since 2015. You don't continue to win games in this place if you don't coach hard even after victories. I guarantee you that's something that will be a part of what this Weddington football coaching staff is all about this week.
Yeah, we definitely saw examples of that in the second half with backups in the game for Weddington. The Warriors were meticulous with their execution, even while being up by a lot and having a victory in hand. Well, next week we got another good one. Providence Day will be the home team, and they host Rabun Gap. These are, Reggie, not only 2 of the better teams that compete within the state of North Carolina. These are 2 of the best high school teams in the entire country, so you're not going to want to miss that one right here on Bahakel Sports next week. And coming up later tonight, the continuation of the Blitz, including highlights from a very close Butler-Charlotte Catholic game. But first, let's take a look at our cheerleading squad of the week from Providence High.
It's on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back inside the Bahakel Sports studio. A lot more games to get to before our time is done. I'm Jeff Taylor alongside the hardest working man on Friday nights, John Treach. How are you, man?
Oh, it was a fun one.
It was.
A historically fun one. A lot more action indeed as the fall nights start to get cooler and the play on the gridiron amps up as teams start to make a run at conference titles and postseason seeding.
Indeed they do. And the one big game that took place tonight as we think about conference title was Butler and Charlotte Catholic. Two teams battling it out for the top spot in the Southwestern 4A Conference. This one would not start well. Butler fumbles on the very first play of the game, and Charlotte Catholic would make them pay. The Cougars would drive downfield in a methodical fashion, not one pass. The drive is capped off with a tough 3-yard run by Jake Anderson for the score. Catholic on top 7-0. A few series later and nearing the end of the first half, Catholic's combination of Charlie Smith to Jack Larson starts to heat up. Finally, Charlotte Catholic gets inside the 10. Jack Larson letting everybody know that is a first down. Next play for you, Jake Anderson is going to come up with touchdown number 2 on the night. This one from 8 yards out. Catholic led at the half, but in the end, the Butler Bulldogs get the win in a close one, 24-21.
What a rivalry.
Exactly.
The look of a team that likes to get physical. Lake Norman undefeated. Welcome to the Lake Show Football Edition, but first, welcome to Cox Mills Air Raid. Demarion Smalls says go big or go home. And go deep to Jordan Cleaves touchdown, 7-0. We go to the always popular left tackle ISO cam. Ethan Callaway with the pass protection. But wait, sophomore quarterback Bennett Portaro finds Cameron Neal for the touchdown. Portaro was spectacular. Just a sophomore, comes off the bench, and he had some defensive help. Ethan Cameron stops the screen with an interception, sets up the great Trey Seacrest, who had a big game.
Wow, what a hit.
Touchdown, Lake Norman all night long, 27-10. They are still undefeated.
Some big boys there, big boys. Another matchup in the Southwestern 4A Conference tonight. Providence playing host to Rocky River. Providence looking to get back to their winning ways, and they would. Panthers up 34-0 at the half. Rocky River just looking for a bright spot. They would get it on the opening kickoff of the second half. Esmas Cote takes the kickoff and takes it to the house to make it 34-7 in favor of the Panthers. That would be it for the Ravens. The Panthers having no problem finding the end zone tonight. Running back Davey Kayeksa will follow his blockers, and he is going to score on the short run. Panthers up big. One more for you, this time through the air. Jackson Deeby, this quarterback is going to make some noise in the future. He is going to step up and air it out and find Alex Kolevadas, who makes a nice grab for 6. Providence rolls over Rocky River 54-7 to get the win.
Metrolina and Cannon in the most improbable finish of my sportscasting career. 4th and 2, Cannon down 6, going for the win with 1 minute left. And Metrolina is going to pick off the slant like the Patriots against the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. D'Angelo Walker says, I'll turn the lights out when I leave. 1:13 left, 35-22 was the score. But here's the thing. Cannon turned the lights back on. They scored 2 touchdowns in a minute 13, got an onside kick. They win 36-35. I left to get back to keep my job. Good Lord, what a comeback.
Like I said, the hardest working man on Friday nights, man. It was that crazy.
I'm not even mad about it. What a win.
Yeah, that's the best part about high school football.
Yeah.
That type of stuff right there.
Never give up.
Don't go anywhere. We still have one more segment to go on the Blitz, including South Meck and Audrey Kell in a hard-hitting affair.
And as we go to break, check out our band of the week, the Marching Mavericks from Mallard Creek. The Creek. We'll be right back.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to The Blitz. And we have the whole crew here, the hardest working crew on Friday nights. We have Kelly, John, and Jack. And we have one more segment for you as we wrap up this week's high school football action here in the Queen City. And we start with South Meck and Audrey Kell. It is the month of October, and the students of Audrey Kell showing their support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Everyone decked out in all pink. First quarter action for you. South Meck with the ball. The handoff to Kennedy Burns, who is going to get it stripped. The ball is loose and recovered by the Knights' Ali Shalidi. Second quarter, still no score for you. South Meck with the ball deep in their own territory. And once again, they turn it over. Alex Gutierrez gets the pick and returns it back to the 10-yard line, putting the Knights in business. QB Will Ryland, who is the backup quarterback with the pump fake, coming up here in just a second. He is going to find Jake Davis, who makes the catch. Watch the hit at the goal line.
Whoa.
He gets crushed, holds onto the ball. He gets the TD, a hard-hitting affair, but in the end, AK wins this one, 28-14.
Goodness gracious. On we go. Myers Park looking to take some momentum into the final weeks of the season. Everyone fired up for this one, including the ladies, the cheerleaders. Third quarter action. Mustangs with a big 35-0 lead. First play of the half. RJ Alexander gets the handoff. Stiff arms the defender, and he is off to the races all the way to the house. 65 yards for the touchdown. Another one for Myers Park. They're up to 42-0. Of course they go for the onside kick.
I don't get that.
Let's just keep pouring it on, right? They get the ball initially, but Olympic would get it because it didn't go 10 yards. So they didn't have it for long, though. How about this name? Jadakiss Fields, the deep throw. Josh Hines with the big interception. And you know, cornerbacks coach, former Panther Captain Munderland, loving that right there. Myers Park runs away with this one, 49-0. The final score.
Yep, now East Meck actually took care of business tonight against Independence. So
Other way around.
I'm sorry.
Independence.
Well, I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, East Meck, sorry. Loses to Independence. DJ McFadden getting the job done.
Absolutely. So we don't have these highlights?
That is correct.
Okay, glad to know.
Paint a picture.
62-0.
Act it out, Johnny.
I tell you what, Jaden Jones, the running back, had two great runs. Jaden Jones is a star. He's a Division I player. They got a ton of talent, so when it comes down to the battle for the hill, is that what they call it?
Yep,
the King of the Hill?
Yeah, King of the Hill.
Butler, Independence.
It's going to be insane.
It's going to be amazing.
And they're going back and forth on Twitter with each other. The coaches are going back and forth. Yeah.
The yellow uniforms with Independence call them bananas.
Butler head coach Brian Hale is trying to make some chirp, and then McFadden comes back saying, your jerseys are still Rawlings, so I don't know what you're trying to do here.
Aw. Rawling.
No love lost.
And I tell you what, those Patriots could probably beat the real Patriots by at least 12. So
Bless their hearts.
So let's take a look now.
Just kidding.
South Iredell taking on A.L. Brown tonight. South Iredell on the road.
Scoreboards.
Oh, all right. We're going to skip to the scoreboards, go straight to that. East Rowan losing to Jesse Carson, 39-18. And then West Rowan getting the win over Central Cabarrus.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of good scores here. Concord, which has a lot of interesting football being played. Northwest Cabarrus, the home of so many great athletes, 43-7. They're having a great football season. And then Lake Norman Charter representing the Lake, 48-7 over Union Academy. A couple blowouts.
The Lake undefeated this week.
Exactly.
The Lake's been pretty impressive.
And on we go. I think we got one more for you. J.M. Robinson taking care of business, 65-0 over South Rowan. A big win for J.M. Robinson. Now, as we do every Friday night, we were going to take a look at our play of the week, but we're having a little technical issues. But Will Brown from Independence with that great grab in the end zone, he gets the play of the week.
That was a great catch.
It was diving for that end zone. It was amazing.
Tight end.
I think we need to have a battle for the best tight end in the area. Jack Larson, Will Brown.
There are quite a few. So we'll have 3 new plays up early next week. Well, to vote on. So we'll see what happens. Hey, that is a wrap on the Blitz. Don't forget, he's our tight end. John Treach is our tight end. More high school highlights and stories. Head over to BahakelSports.com every Monday night at 7 for our new show called Game On. So for myself, Kelly, John, and Jack, thanks for joining us this Friday night. We will see you next week on the Blitz. Have a great week.
Have a great week.